What's good, Guardians? Today, we're diving into a build that we've done a while back, but we're making it even stronger. This build can really clear rooms as well as leech health from every single melee kill. We're going to be breaking down the subclass and mods to weapons and gear, and of course, the dim and MOBALYTICS link will be down in the description below if you want to go ahead and save it to your own Guardians. If you're ready to become unstoppable, let's jump right in. First up, we're going to go ahead and talk about our subclass selection. For this, we're going to be picking the Prismatic subclass here. For the super ability, it really is up to you. Of course, Twilight Arsenal is incredibly good right now, and coming very soon, it's actually going to get a damage buff, which means why would you not pick Twilight Arsenal? For the class ability here, you can choose to really run whatever you like. Doesn't really make a difference. I usually run Rally Barricade here. For the movement ability, Strafe Lift is my favorite, but you can go ahead and choose your own for this as well. But now for the melee, this is going to revolve around Thunderclap because the exotic piece we are using is going to basically benefit off of this and of course be able to get us health. We're going to take a look at Skullfort a little bit later in more detail. Again, Thunderclap, you're going to be able to go ahead and use a fast melee, or you can even charge it for more damage. And then for the grenade here, I like to use Chakra Grenade because you can go ahead and keep these enemies really in one place. Although, if you want to go ahead and use the Glacier Grenade as well, that is absolutely an option too. Moving on now, the aspects, of course, that first one we're going to be ahead and choosing is going to be Knockout. Critically wounding a target or breaking their shield infuses your melee attacks with arc energy and increases melee range and damage for a short time, and then defeating targets with melee attacks makes you amplified and restores a portion of your health, and defeating more powerful combatants increases the amount of health restored. So you can get health really easily this way. Not only that, there's also going to be something else we're going to be able to get health with as well. Not only does Knockout give you health, but of course the exotic helmet we're going to be using is going to get health as well. So this is a really good way to basically not die. For the second aspect here, I actually chose to go with Diamond Lance. Diamond Lance is actually pretty solid now. I really enjoy using it. So pretty much any time that you get a melee kill, you're going to be able to go ahead and see there's going to be a stasis lance on the ground. You can go ahead and pick it up and you can either throw it at targets or you can press your melee button to go ahead and slam it on the ground and create a freeze area effect, which is what I like to recommend doing. Since we're meleeing so much, you're going to be able to get a stasis shard a ton. But now let's go ahead and step towards the fragments here. That first one, of course, Facet of Dawn. We got powered melee hits against targets makes you radiant, and then power melee final blows makes you and nearby allies radiant. So this is going to be an excellent way to make yourself radiant, so that way if you're in any sort of content with barrier champions, you're going to be able to stun them, and also it's going to go ahead and increase that damage as well that's dealt to the enemies. Second fragment, we got Facet of Courage. Your arc, solar, and void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuffs. This is going to go hand in hand with our grenade that we use. So if you're using the Shackle Grenade, then we're going to go ahead and get even increased damage on those enemies. And then next we got Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy, and then rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage grants grenade energy. So whenever we use that arc melee, we're going to be actually getting our melee energy back even faster. It just goes hand in hand with kind of what we're using already. So there's not really anything bonus we have to do to get our melee back even faster. Third, here we got Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy, and rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage grants grenade energy. This is just going to be a really nice way to get our melee back if we happen to lose it, or get our grenade energy back. Next, we got Facet of Protection, which while you're surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage, and then while transcendent, this effect is increased. This is going to be very helpful because of course we're going to be up close to enemies, so whenever we're trying to go ahead and melee, we at least have better resistance against damage. And then finally, Facet of Purpose, picking up an Orb of Power, grants either Amplified, Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or Overshield based on the damage type of your equipped super. Since we have Twilight Arsenal here, it is Void, so we're going to be going ahead and getting Overshield anytime we pick up an Orb of Power. That's just going to be bonus health for us. Now let's take a look at our seasonal artifact and the mods that would go great with this build. I'm just going to go over a couple of them. Of course, we got a lot on the board right now, but first the one you want to go ahead and look at is going to be Galvanic Armor. While you have an arc or prismatic subclass equipped, incoming damage from combatants is reduced while amplified. So we're going to be amplified the entire time because we're going to be using our arc melee. We want to go ahead and take advantage of this because we want to take as much reduced damage as possible to keep on punching everybody in the face. Next up here on the board, we got Shield Crush. While you have Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or a Void Overshield, your melee recharges faster and deals increased damage. And then while you're amplified or radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals increased damage. So from this, we're going to be going and getting Overshield from picking up Orbs of Power, and then we're going to be amplified and radiant from doing melee damage to enemies. So this is going to go really perfectly here. Not only are we going to be able to get our melee and grenade back faster, they're also both going to go ahead and do increased damage. And then finally, of course, we'll throw in Transference, gain increased grenade and melee damage while transcendent, weapon final blows while transcendent, refund light and dark energy after transcendent ends. So this is going to be also something that's very useful here. We're going to get more damage on top of the shield crush damage as well, because we're going to be using Transcendent a lot. I personally like saving Transcendent for whenever, if there's a time where my melee completely runs out and I don't really feel like trying to build it up here, I can absolutely just pop Transcendent and I get it for free. It's like the Monopoly get out of jail free card. But next, let's go ahead and optimize our armor with stats and mods. We absolutely want resilience as high as possible. We're trying to get that 30% damage reduction. After that, we definitely want to go ahead and look into the strength column because we're trying to get our strength back as much as possible. So every time you use a melee and it doesn't kill an enemy, it's going to go away. So having this melee cooldown is very, very useful here. And then last but not least, we have discipline here just because we're trying to get our shackle grenade as much as possible. But now let's take a dive into the armor. Of course, we're always going to start with the helmet, which is where our exotic armor piece lies. Insurmountable Skullfort. This armor piece is absolutely awesome. It's got a perk here. Transfusion Matrix. Kills with arc melee abilities. Trigger health regeneration and restore melee energy. So if you see an enemy in front of you and you melee them with your powered melee hit, not only is it going to trigger your health regeneration immediately, it also gives you that melee back as well. So as you already have seen in the gameplay, I can go punching 20, 30 enemies in a row. As long as I kill one enemy, it's going to give me that immediately back. We got some crazy mods in this entire build here. First, starting off with 3 hands-on mods. Gain bonus super energy on melee kills. So of course, we're going to be going ahead and using our melee tons of times, getting tons of kills, and it's going to go straight to our super, and we're going to be able to pop our super way more. Next up on the gauntlets, we got 3 heavy-handed mods. Your powered melee final blows create orbs of power. This has a like 90% chance of proccing, so almost any time that you get a kill with your powered melee final blow, it's going to spawn an orb of power. In the gameplay, if you look at the bottom left, whenever I'm going on a killing spree, you're going to see, surf and twerk, orb of power, orb of power, orb of power, orb of power. This is incredibly potent, and it's fantastic. It helps you get your super back even faster. It helps your teammates get their super back even faster. It's just a fun thing to run. The chest piece and the armor mods here, you can just go with resistance mods. It kind of depends on whatever you're running that week or whatever the activity is that you want to go ahead and change these up. Of course, as you can see here on screen, we got something simple like arc, solar, and void, but really change this up for whatever you're running. But now let's talk about the armor pieces on the leg. Of course, we got that recuperation mod, which replenishes health each time you pick up an orb of power. This is something that is a nice little backup. Obviously, whenever we get kills with the melee with Skullfort on, we're going to be replenishing health anyways. This is just in case for whatever reason your melee's out, you have low health, there's going to be tons of orbs on the ground anyways. Pick one of these up and get healed. But after that, we got double absolution mod, which reduces all ability cooldowns each time you pick up an orb of power. Like I mentioned before, tons of orb of power everywhere. Go ahead and pick one of those up and you're going to be going and getting all your ability cooldowns as fast as possible. And then last but not least, we got that Titan mark here. What we got here is 2 bomber mods, which reduce grenade cooldown each time you use your class ability, which is going to be your barricade. I don't necessarily pop barricade very much, so you can choose thruster or something like that if you want, but this just helps us get our shackle grenade back even faster. And then we got powerful attraction, which automatically collects nearby orbs of power when you activate that class ability. So this is going to be something that's going to help drag all the orbs to you, so that way you're able to get all your stuff back faster and continue punching everything in the face. Now let's talk weapons. This build is actually pretty open, but I can recommend what I used here to have a really good time and kind of make it a little bit easier. So the first weapon is going to be a little out there. It's going to be the khvostov, but it's actually going to be the legendary version of the khvostov. And the reason that I was using this is just because it's a primary auto rifle that had Pugilist on it. Pugilist is a perk where final blows with this weapon generate melee energy. So let's just say that you're going on a punching spree and you happen to miss your punch. Obviously, your melee is no longer going to be there for you. However, if you whip out legendary khvostov, put on Pugilist, you're going to be able to gun down not even that many enemies, and you're going to have your melee back immediately. This is a great gun as a failsafe. Of course, you can run any gun with Pugilist, but this is the one that I chose to use, so I figured, why not? Second here, we got In-Depth Kindness. Rocket sidearms are absolutely popping off right now. This one's arc as well, so it kind of just fits the build a little bit. And then finally, for the power weapon, I chose to use Thunderlord. I feel like Thunderlord is really good. It's fun to use. I don't use it a ton, but it definitely eats through champions, which is why I chose this. It fits the whole lightning build as well, so figured why not go with it too. Lastly, let's talk about any playstyle or gameplay loop that we need to, so we just make sure that we're using this build correctly. Of course, the exotic we're going to be using, like I mentioned before, is going to be Skullfort. Every time you get a melee kill, it's going to start health regen, and it's going to give you back your melee energy. all you need to do is just punch enemies and kill them. That's it. Sometimes if you have bigger enemies there and they have bigger health, just take out your sidearm, shoot them until they get maybe halfway or so, and then use your melee on them and then kill them and then continue. For whatever reason, if your melee goes away, you have a gun with pugilists like khvostov over there, who's going to be able to go ahead and get you your melee back even faster. All you have to do is just get kills with the gun. That's it. This is the whole build. You go punch stuff, and then if you lose your punch, you go get your punch back by killing a couple enemies with a gun or picking up orbs of power, and then go punch more enemies. That's it. That's the build. With this setup, you can literally electrify everything and punch your way to absolute victory. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content or builds, and let me know in the comments what you want to go ahead and see next. Until next time, stay safe, Guardians.